Ah, yes, another implantation video, but it's only because this topic, implantation, bleeding, and implantation spotting, I get asked about this so frequently that I have to put out another video about the most common questions that I'm getting, and hopefully I'll answer yours, but if not, hit me in the comment box below, and I will for sure do another implantation video to answer more of your questions. Hi ladies, it's me, it's Fertility Mom. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. Before we dive into today's topic, I want you to check down below in the pinned comment and in the description box for my next upcoming Fertility Unlocked Masterclass. I go over 5 critical mistakes I see women making every single day that could be stopping you from getting or staying pregnant. It's really awesome information. I give you action steps to take right then and there so you can stop making those mistakes and start really healing and renewing your fertility. So definitely check those things out. Register for the next masterclass and I'll see you there. And of course, if you want more natural fertility information, science-based, research-based to help you in your fertility journey, then make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the little bell so you're notified when I upload new content. Implantation bleeding and implantation spotting. So many questions about this topic. One of the questions that I get asked a lot is implantation bleeding and spotting a reliable indicator of early pregnancy? And the answer to this is no. Most women do not get any implantation bleeding whatsoever. So if you're in your 2-week wait and you've had no signs, no symptoms, no implantation bleeding, and you're feeling a little bummed and you're like you're out of it this cycle, it means nothing. You could absolutely have nothing happening during that 2-week wait, no signs, no symptoms, no implantation bleeding, and still test positive for pregnancy around your missed period. So do not give up hope. It is really not the most reliable indicator of an early pregnancy. The most reliable indicators of early pregnancy are obviously a positive home pregnancy test, missed period, and if you're charting your cycle using basal body temperature, which I really think you should be doing that anyways, and I'm going to link to my videos about that, but if you're charting with basal body temperature, you'll notice your luteal phase temperatures will actually stay elevated for longer than your normal luteal phase length. So if you're at day 15 of your luteal phase, you should absolutely be testing for pregnancy at that time. You may also notice on your chart that it has like this triphasic jump. So you might have your original post-ovulation jump in temperature and then another one later on. So it looks like you have like this 3-tiered kind of temperature jump. And that's another indicator of pregnancy as well. But the most reliable ones are home pregnancy test that is positive, a missed period, and elevated basal body temperatures longer than your normal luteal phase length. When does implantation bleeding usually happen? It usually, on average, happens between day 6 and 12 after ovulation. Now that's an average. Of course, you have outliers on either end. But anything later than day 12, you're starting to get into the territory of like, is this my period? Is this implantation bleeding? Like, what's going on? Don't worry, I'll talk about that. Anything earlier than that, I would kind of put into the camp of ovulation spotting or ovulation bleeding, which can be normal for everybody, even cycle to cycle, that can change. So on average, day 6 through 12 would be your implantation bleeding time. What does implantation bleeding look like? This can be hugely variable. Some women only get a very like teeny tiny little like pinprick of pink tinged mucus on a tissue when they wipe. Other women say that they get full on like period like bleeding. Now that's very uncommon. Of course, you're getting into the territory of like, is this my period or is this not my period? Is this implantation bleeding? You know, we'll talk about that in a second. But for the most part, your implantation bleeding spotting is going to be fairly light, okay? Pinkish, maybe a little bit of red, but not heavy. It will last around 1 to 2 days. Sometimes it can last 3 or 4, but it's usually around 1 to 2. And some women, honestly, it's just a few hours. Now, implantation bleeding, of course, can happen a little bit later than day 12, day 13 or 14, right around the time that you would have a missed period, right? So how do you know that this is not your period and maybe it's implantation bleeding? Well, honestly, the best way to know is to be charting your cycle with basal body temperature, because what you'll see is even if you're bleeding heavily, even if you're having like a very heavy period-like bleed, your luteal phase temperature, your post-ovulatory temperature will continue to stay high. Okay, so that's one of the best indicators that the bleeding that you're experiencing is early pregnancy bleeding. It might be a good idea to call your doctor, find out what's going on there, and make sure that that gets properly assessed. In terms of how common implantation bleeding is, it's really not that common at all. So only about 20 to 30% of women report having implantation bleeding during one of their pregnancies. And this can vary widely too. So some women always get implantation bleeding, some women never get implantation bleeding, and some women will get it for one pregnancy and not another. So if you're somebody who has had implantation bleeding in the past, in a past pregnancy, and you're trying again and you don't have it this time, that does not mean that you're not pregnant at all. Most women do not experience any kind of implantation bleeding or early pregnancy bleeding. If you're having early pregnancy bleeding, you should absolutely call your doctor's office and get in to be assessed for sure. Okay, ladies, that's it for me on this implantation video. I have other implantation videos that you can definitely check out. I will link to them below. And if there's a question that I did not get to and you're dying to know, hit me in the comments. I'll answer it there. And I will also do another implantation video answering those questions in a few months. But for sure, hit me in the comments and I will get back to you. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you're notified when I upload new content, and make sure that if you're interested in joining my Fertility Unlocked Masterclass, well, I will share with you 5 critical mistakes that I see women making every day that could be keeping you from getting pregnant, then absolutely check the pinned comment and the description below so you can get into the next one that I'm holding. I will see you on the next one, ladies. I'll talk to you later. Bye.